Warning, Sonic Boom the Rise of Lyric may cause chronic sadness and regret, sore synaptic nerves, poor lifestyle choices, death, and in some rare cases, delusional fun.
Well, hello there, my chili dog loving friends. So I've been fascinated by Sonic Boom the Rise of Lyric for years now. I've seen countless glitch compilations or playthroughs, and being the trash raccoon that I am, I decided that the time had come to get myself a copy of the game so that I can experience this sweet smoldering dumpster fire firsthand. I mean, I'm sure it's not as bad as everyone says it is, right?
Built for speed. Almost there. Great job. Up and over.
Okay, Sonic Boom is definitely as bad as everyone says it is. I feel like I just need to make it clear too that I'm barely pressing any buttons during these on-rails running sections. I have no agency. Sonic is not a democracy. I mean, Sonic's feet aren't even touching the ground half the time. Sometimes, even the game would get sick of chugging along and almost crashing all the time, so it would just throw me off the runways. Which honestly was a nice opportunity to just breathe and reflect upon my poor life choices. And it also allowed me to watch Knuckles form from under the earth and fly out of the planet's orbit multiple times before landing next to Sonic. As for where Tails and Amy are, to this day, no one truly knows. Eventually I got off the roller coaster from hell and I was excited to finally try some of the game's glitches. But to my horror, none of the glitches would work. Everyone, this is an emergency. Sonic Boom is actually running properly. You see, when the game first released, the developers had a "oh no" moment and later released a patch that automatically downloads and locks the game, preventing you from having the option of reverting to earlier versions.
Yeah, you forgot the part where it was all Sonic's fault.
I bet they didn't expect that there are people out there like me though that are willing to throw themselves on a sword for Sonic. So I devised a plan of my own. I tried uninstalling and reinstalling the game without internet access, but that didn't work, which meant I had to resort to even more desperate measures. I stared at the progress bars on my playthrough of Metroid Prime and Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, shed a single tear, and then ran a full memory wipe of my Wii U console. This allowed me to reboot my Wii U and reinstall the Sonic Boom game disc whilst blocking internet access, allowing me to prevent any pesky dev patches. And voila! We have ourselves a completely patchless, broken version of the game. Let the fun and games begin. The first glitch I wanted to try out is easily the most notorious glitch in the game, and it involves infinitely jumping using Knuckles. It's obnoxious to look at, but if you pause the game, it forgets that you've already used your dive attack, so you can pause and unpause the game back and forth to use your dive attack over and over again, allowing Knuckles to leap infinitely into the sky. This glitch allowed me to immediately break out of the game's boundaries and escape into a heavenly skybox plane.
I really didn't see that coming.
I decided that we should probably head back into the level and see what we could break there. I managed to clip through one of the walls of the first combat area and discovered T-pose clones of all of the characters standing eyes closed in a circle, which is some serious nightmare fuel. I think if I discovered something like this in a game as a kid, the concept of there being more than one Sonic would have just broken my brain. Which one's the real Sonic? Is Sonic just a ghost in a shell? After having a slight crisis, I decided that I should actually try and play the game for a bit. I honestly don't mind the 2D platforming sections in Sonic Boom. And for the most part, they weren't too broken. You know, for the most part. Wait, what? Sonic, no! What are you doing? Why are you on the ceiling? Oh, we're falling down. Look, Sonic, if you can't be bothered to play this game, how the heck am I gonna do it? When Sonic wasn't lying down just waiting for the universe to implode, most of the bugs in the game came from the NPC pathfinding, which was completely broken. You're good, Knuckles? You seem kinda stuck. I'm sure he's fine. I love the idea that someone probably decided to have the characters platforming in the background and they probably just slapped it onto some intern's desk and the poor intern was just like, I don't know how to code pathfinding. Honestly, the best thing about Sonic Boom isn't really even playing the game. It's actually just reviewing the footage. There's just characters, objects, and landscapes popping in and out and flying around everywhere. A great example of this is when I was running away from this giant squid robot and it just straight up murdered Amy. I had to watch her tumble away as she was crushed under this giant squid's metal claw arm. Flipper? What is the squids? Tentacle. That's what squids have. Sonic just keeps running like nothing happened because it's completely heartless, and I didn't notice it at the time because I was too focused on playing the game, but Amy never respawns next to you or anything. She's just straight up gone. But once you finish the chase sequence, there's Amy popping out of the sky just above the door. ready to continue the adventure like nothing ever happened. Is it even the same Amy, or is there just a conveyor belt of Amy clones waiting in the wings, and every time one of your companion characters glitch off the map, they're actually dying and being replaced by new clones? I get that that's kind of how games work anyway, but something about Sonic Boom it hits different. But at least they programmed Tails' AI to be smart enough to murder a robot in the middle of an NPC dialogue cutscene.
That was awesome!
In case for some crazy reason you're still curious about what the actual gameplay in Sonic Boom is like, it tries to combine a bunch of different styles in a kind of watered down RPG skin, which doesn't work on so many levels. Like capping your rings at 100 so they act kind of like an RPG style health bar, but at the same time spreading them around all over the map like they're some kind of collectible that you should be rewarded for getting, but you don't get rewarded because if you already have 100 rings, they don't actually do anything. Sonic Boom is even bold enough to include fetch quests. There's one quest in particular where you help this shady mayor rebuild a town that has no inhabitants. I kinda like this idea. Anything in a game that allows you to have an effect on the environment is always rewarding. But unfortunately there's no people actually living in the town, so it doesn't really feel like you're helping anyone. But regardless, I went and fixed all the broken structures and returned to the mayor. And he was just like, cool, thanks for doing that, but anyway, I gotta go right now, so bye. And that was it. No reward or anything. I get that they wanted him to be a shady character, but making me run around and fix all these things with in-game currency and then giving me no reward for it whatsoever? You're breaking my heart. In most games, NPCs are meant to add life and make the world feel like it's breathing and fill it with personality. But in Sonic Boom, everyone's just really rude and obnoxious most of the time, except for the turtle who just needs some alone time. Self-care is important. In between these dodgy NPC interactions and story beats, you're often stuck in these extremely repetitive hack-and-slash combat encounters. Where you can use Sonic's spin dash that makes him look like a gross Play-Doh blob. Ugh, I don't know why, I just really hate the way it looks. It's too bumpy. Does that make sense? Does it look bumpy to you?
Not cool, Sonic.
But the one good thing about combat is I do like using the laser whip. Watch those hips shimmy shammy around. Because the story and combat in the game has no payoff, I just used the Knuckles pause jump to get over the gates that lock each area. Usually you would use a crystal to open them, but if you jump over the top of them, it works just fine. This means that you can sequence break the entire game and get to the final boss in like under 30 minutes. I thought that the final boss was pretty anticlimactic, but then all of a sudden it hit me straight through the floor, and that's when things got real. Which, I mean, they won't have challenges like that in Elden Ring. But who really cares about the final boss anyway? What I really want to know is whether we can show SpaceX how it's done by sending Knuckles into outer space. Knuckles, you have been chosen to make first contact with other sentient life in the universe on behalf of the human race. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. It's one small step for hedgehogs, one giant leap for hedgehog kind. After about 20 minutes of pause jumping into the air, the horizon had leveled out with Knuckles, and it didn't seem like I was ever going to break through the outer atmosphere, so I decided instead I should shoot Knuckles into the level below. And as I cascaded into oblivion, I discovered the God Cube.
The God Cube! Wow, Sonic! Would you look at that?
Out of nowhere, this random unrendered object just popped into existence. So of course, I had to go investigate it for myself. I managed to pause jump my way over and landed on the God Cube. Was this put here for a reason, or did the dev team just forget to delete this object? If there's anyone watching this video that would know why this would be here, please leave a comment below so I can sleep at night. I would love to know the reason why. But it turns out, this isn't the only random unrendered object just sitting in space for no apparent reason. As I looked off the edge of the God Cube, I could see in the distance that there were more God planes sitting underneath the level. And of course I had to go and try to land on these ones as well. I managed to get over there, and there's just these 2 ramp blocks and this one vertical thing that's got an X in it for some reason. What does it all mean? Where did it come from? Why am I here? Is this the part where people tell me that there's like an ancient alien subplot in Sonic games? With all this existential dread filling my head, I decided to nosedive Knuckles into the abyss and see how far we could fall. Eventually, I crashed into an invisible object at the base of the skybox, and Knuckles just kept grinding away against the invisible floor. And legend says that Knuckles is still there to this very day. That's Sonic Boom, everyone! Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons with Sonic Speed, and why not leave a 500-word comment describing the rich lore behind the God Cube. It was lovely hanging out with you, and as always, take care of yourself, and hopefully we'll see each other again soon. The God Cube. The God Cube.